Hello and welcome to a video demonstration of a knowledge management system that I built in WordPress. Now, what I mean by a knowledge management system is essentially an online site where you can have communities of practice come together, collaborate, and comment on different topics and upload documents, basically a repository for the knowledge activities you do in your office. Now, I've built other knowledge management systems using a combination of Drupal, Alfresco, try to include BERT in there, looking at Pitaho, but those were kind of complex projects and involved some programming, involved integrating different open source applications. What I was looking for was something where I could make it very simple for a user, limit it to one open source application with a few plugins, and make it easy to maintain. Kind of a starter knowledge management system so that you can get a group up and running pretty quickly and teach them how to collaborate online and how to use a knowledge management system, so that if you want to graduate to something more complex like a Drupal or a Joomla or whatever flavor of engine you want to use there, open source application you want to use there, you could do that. So I picked WordPress because WordPress is pretty mature, has a great set of plugins, and has a very good system for updating, installing plugins, and keeping things up to date. And I think it's probably one of the easiest beginner CMSs to use, especially for a knowledge management system. So what you see here is something I call a pre-vision engine. It's just a demo of a knowledge management system. And I'm logged in as administrator, you can tell because there I am. And I'm just going to take you through what I've installed here. So we'll go to the dashboard. And that's the first thing I like about WordPress. You have a dashboard, and depending on your role as an administrator, I see all kinds of things. A user, depending on what user role you give to your users, will also have a dashboard when they log in if they're registered users. And they may not see all that unless they have permission to do that. So as you can see here, I can see all the stuff that's going on. So what I did is, of course, installed WordPress, the latest version, and then I installed a set of plugins. So we'll go through all those. Now, usually with WordPress, you start off with Akismet. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I never actually heard it pronounced, so I don't know how to actually pronounce it. Sorry about that. But you have that pretty much in there already to begin with. And then what I did is I installed a whole set of plugins to activate this knowledge management system. So as you can see here at the top, when you need a plugin, you just click on Add New. It takes you to a page. You can even search for plugins like, for example, BadgeOS or badging or gamification, and it'll take you to the relevant plugins. So these are the ones that I would suggest that you use to start your site with. Before you plug in anything else, I would immediately go and get BuddyPress. This is how you're going to build a social network on WordPress. And you get that installed, and then you'll want to install second bbPress. That's how you get forums in your different BuddyPress groups. There's also some information on how to make a site-wide forum. I haven't set that up yet. It requires a little bit of page creation and something they call a short code to put in there. So if you're interested, you can check on bbPress and they'll tell you how to do that in the help section. After that, I installed BadgeOS, and then BadgeOS Community Add-on, so that I can integrate BadgeOS with bbPress and BuddyPress. This BadgeOS Badge Stack Add-on, basically gives you a jump start. It just gives you some sample content. I would highly recommend using that because that gives you an idea of how BadgeOS works and some of the things you can do with it. Now, each of these sites I mentioned, for example, BuddyPress has its own site at buddypress.org, has themes, documentation, a lot of support there. BadgeOS at .org also has good support, community support. MyCred, which we'll talk to about in a second, is a add-on to both BuddyPress and BadgeOS and WordPress, where you can reward your users for doing certain actions on your site. So not only they can earn badges, they can also get points, and you can give them points for doing certain things like creating forms and all that. And then another plugin is Jetpack, at Jetpack Me, and that's a pretty nice add-on to have. You do need to create an account at WordPress.com, but it's free. And then you get a set of features here that are really nice. One of the ones I like is the mobile theme, and I've looked at the site on my Samsung Galaxy 2, and it looks fine. There's some issues I had with some of the forums, but it looks fine. But you can get some nice little add-ons here, all for free. So again, it's Jetpack at Jetpack Me, MyCred at MyCred Me, BadgeOS at .org, BuddyPress.org. So those are some of the plugins I put in there. So let's see, we have BuddyPress for rate forum post. I'm still trying to get that to work. Jetpack is right there. This came with limit login attempts, though if you're concerned about security, you should be. Better WP security is quite good. And in a second here, I'll show you how it's set up so that you can basically handle all kinds of different security issues for your site. I highly recommend it. There's MyCred. This is with my hoster, SiteGround, CachePress. Just allows me to serve out the site a little bit faster. A couple other things I'm playing with here is WP document revisions. And document revisions simple downloads, that if you want to start doing some document sharing. WP Project Manager, working on creating a project management system through this. And WP Video Post, if I want to start putting video posts on here. So if I want to have a video blog, I can have that set up. But again, the core plugins, as I would call them, is BuddyPress, bbPress, BadgeOS, MyCred, Jetpack, and then WP, where is that? Better WP Security, Better WP Security. And as you can see over here, they'll give you some menu items over here. The thing I like about security is after you've put in all those different plugins, go through your security, set it up. This will give you a good system status. You can, of course, take its opinion, take its tips if you like to. And there's all kinds of great ways to tweak the security here. If you're really new to WP security or WordPress security, you might want to read about some of these settings or have an experienced WP administrator talk you through some of this. Alright, so we've got BuddyPress set up, MyCred, and BadgeOS. And let's go to the site itself. And once BuddyPress is set up, essentially what you'll have here is groups that you can set up and members, and you can extend a profile. So in this demo, I've created one group, Future Spaceflight, and I wanted to have forums on here, so you can see the members and invites, admin. If you created the group, you should see the admin. So you can create a forum on here, basically discussion forum, or as many discussion forums as you like with topics. I did one with proposed manned missions. Include, and this is just a simple YouTube video. I went there and caught the embed code, dropped it in, and you can make comments. Your people can make, your other members can make comments. And depending on what you give them, you can have the visual editor or just the regular straight editor. And as you notice here on the side, you'll see a dashboard here. Now this is something you can set up, or not dashboard, excuse me, a set of widgets here. Now, if you go back to your themes, and I am using BuddyPress default. There's better ones out there, but this one is a good, by the way, it's called default, so I might as well use the default. You can set up widgets on the side after you've installed everything. Now that's what I would suggest doing first, is installing everything you want to install. The BuddyPress, the BadgeOS, the MyCred. And then you'll see some different widgets you can put over to the side here, like BadgeOS earned user achievements, MyCred balance, the leaderboard. All this to kind of give your site a little bit of that gamification, that feedback. So you can see here I haven't earned any badges yet. My balance on my cred points is 54. I'm number 1. My dummy user, Mr. Testy, he's at 12. So these are different activities where I can get points, and I'll show you in a second here. And this is other activities here. I'll show you in a second here how you set those up. Because you may ask yourself, okay, with a knowledge management system, one of the things that you have issues with is trying to get people to contribute and put information in there. And you can use some gamification techniques, which is essentially you can set up a set of tasks, levels, give your members badges. All this to encourage them to get immediate feedback. I got some points for putting in a forum. I got some points for posting to a forum. I got some points for replying to somebody. And hopefully you'll have a little bit of friendly competition here where people will try to compete with each other on points to see who gets the most, or get some kind of reward back for doing things, get notice on that. That's why you have the leaderboard and such. That works for most folks. There's other ways of getting people involved. There's some great books. One I would recommend is Total Engagement, and I forgot the author's name, but if you do a quick check on Amazon, Total Engagement's a good one. Enterprise Games, and this gives you the whole theory of gamification and how to make your site work that way. So once you've done the initial planning on gamification, the nice thing about the WordPress engine is that you can set it up pretty easily with two great plugins to put in, I get what I would say probably the best parts of gamification. So we have the BuddyPress over here, and one thing about BuddyPress is they've kind of changed this in this version. So if you go to Settings, BuddyPress, that's where you'll find stuff like pages and all this and settings. And again, buddypress.org will explain all that for you and get you set up. But what you want to look at here is once you've got BuddyPress set in there, you can set up MyCred, and what this does gives you a log of what people have been doing on the site. And you can do things like set up hooks. Now hooks are essentially activities that I do on the site. So for example, points for registration. I can give someone 10 points for registering. I can give someone whatever number of points I want for commenting. And when you initially install MyCred, it'll take you through and have you set up how the points are awarded. Do you have decimal points? Do you give fractions of points? That kind of thing. Now, one important thing when you use this in the knowledge management system, click on add-ons and make sure BuddyPress, there's an add-on for BuddyPress that allows you to hook in to what you're doing BuddyPress. So when you create a forum, when you create a group and all that, you can have that hook into MyCred. So people get rewarded for doing things in BuddyPress. And there's some other things you can work with here. Buy cred, if you want to send people stuff, transfer points to people, all kinds of things. And again, anytime you want to change the settings, you can just go to settings here, and I'll allow you to change things like number of points, how you give out points, what you call them, whatever you like to do. And there's that one for BuddyPress, point balance. Just all kinds of different settings there. And of course, buddypress.org will explain all that in documentation. They have some nice tutorials to get you set up. All right. Or I'm sorry, BuddyPress, and I'm sorry, it's MyCred that has the good tutorials that'll get you set up for that, and a little codex there to explain all these things. Oh, one important thing, since it's popped up, you may see something called shortcodes. Let's say you want to create a page and you want to show the top 20 MyCred winners, or the bottom 20, the ones that really haven't been that active. You can use something called shortcodes, and what these are things that you can drop right into a posting, my WordPress posting, that can show things like history and all that. And these look like just regular words that you would say, but you can just drop that in, and that will show up on the page you have. So it's kind of like this little code is then replaced by an actual function call that goes out and gets the list of the people that have the ranks, either top or bottom or such. Okay, so that's MyCred. Let's take a look at BadgeOS. And BadgeOS is pretty nice. It is very full featured. I would highly recommend going through their tutorials. Where is it? Their tutorials there to really understand how this works. But the basic idea is you're creating different kinds of achievement types. Now, this is why I suggested you get that BadgeOS stack add-on, because that kind of creates these things for you and gives you kind of a starter with what you're wanting to go with. So, for example, achievement types can be badges, levels, quest badge, community badge. So let's take a look at level. And these can be essentially what they're called, levels. You can say like your ranked first or second or third, or kind of like I guess the best analogy is when I was in Boy Scouts, we had Eagle Scouts and we had Heart Scouts and Life Scouts. I mean, there was different levels of Scouts, and they would do certain things, earn merit badges, do camping trips and all that to kind of go up one level there. So if you ever played any games, you're certainly familiar with the idea of leveling up. Nice thing is on BuddyPress member activity, you can put these as activity points and all that. You can collect that, or select this and make announcements. Hey, this guy's going up in level, or this person's earned a badge. So let's go back to achievement types, and let me just show you when you set one. Let's see, like community badge. You set that level here, and then what happens is, like, for example, community badge was not there before, but once you set up in an activity type, it gets put over here on the menu system. So when you click on it, you now have all kinds of different community badges that people can have. Let's take a look at active learner, and you can edit this. Essentially, you can explain what's going on with this badge, what it's about. You can upload an image. You can use the image they have or set a featured image. Number of points, minimum points required. You earn 500 points with interacting with this online community. All kinds of things. And you can include badge sharing options and all this. And if you understand what Credly is about, which is kind of a worldwide badging authority or organization, it allows people to share their badges across sites. You can get involved with that. Interesting work on that. Mozilla also has their own open badges. So that's a badging type. Now you also may have quests, which are interesting. Quests are kind of let's see, how can we say this? Quests are essentially tasks that you can do. Okay? So you'll watch a video, earned by completing steps. Okay, achievement data. And this is something you do. Customize your profile, give someone some credit. So you can have a number of sets, log into the website, publish a new post. And this is why when you create a achievement type, you can even specify some type. Like, let's say, for example, you've gone to this level. And there's nothing really in the levels. So it's, oh, wait, there it is. Adventures and badge. Begin earning and issuing badges. And you can say how many times you want them to do that, like maybe post or comment or something, or in this type, you earned a badge once. And the nice thing is, once you've done all that, and let's get rid of that so I don't want to mess that up. Once you've done the steps, and you've saved all the steps, and you can also make them sequential, you then earn that, you then finish that quest. So if you think about it this way, you have achievement types that can be badges or levels or whatever else you want to call them. Tasks is a common one. I can have a set of tasks. I can collect those set of tasks into a quest, and then once you finish the quest, I can award you a badge. Or I can make a number of quests lead up to a badge. As for example here with our quest badges. So we have a badge explorer, which essentially, again, just like we looked at here, completing steps. Watch a video and learn about that. So you got one step in here. You can add more if you like. So, again, the idea behind the knowledge management system I'm creating in a WordPress here is I want to have a place where people can come together and discuss things and upload documents and maybe share projects. I also want them to be recognized for doing these tasks and to earn certain badges. That's why I have the BadgeOS and MyCred. And I also want to make sure the site is secure. That's why I have better WP security on this. And the advantage of this kind of system is it's very simple to set up. Frankly, once you get all the plugins and you do all the settings and such, I'm talking about maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. And that's if you're inexperienced with this or new to WordPress. Again, if you're kind of new, you might want to have a WordPress administrator help you with that, but of course, not required because you got all these different sources you can look at. And then, as you log in, you'll have the dashboard. So when you check in, you can see when plugins need to be updated, if WordPress itself needs to be updated, which is just point and click. It updates itself. and takes care of itself. One important idea though is you'll want to have a database backup, and there are some plugins that do that for you. I didn't want to show those because I don't know what your server configuration is like, and I didn't want to suggest one solution over the other because it may be incompatible with what you have at your workplace or wherever you're doing this at. So as you can see here, there's all kinds of different options here, such as setting up videos and all that. And again, just to give you the plugins that you'll want to have, you want this because that'll help you keep your blog free from comment and trackback spam. The best thing to do is make sure in your settings though that only registered users, and I would suggest that you approve all your registered users. When I say you approve, that means as a moderator you make sure you approve all these folks, and that'll keep a lot of spam off there. But this is a nice way to this is nice to have, and it's free. And then after that, you want to install BuddyPress, bbPress. Try installing this. I'm still trying to make this work. And then after that, you can do BadgeOS, MyCred, and then again, these are things I've just had, just added on here to experiment with. They seem to work pretty well. Like to figure out a way to make those integrate into MyCred and BadgeOS. But most importantly, make sure you get better WP security on there. I would put that in last so that it understands that you have everything else on there. Oh yes, make sure you have Jetpack on there too. And limit login attempts is fine. And then once you've installed better WP security, make that the first plugin you set up. Go through its security settings, make sure you secure your site, and then you can start doing things with the website, such as finding good themes for it, customizing the themes, and working with getting your group forum set up and start to collaborate and really use this knowledge management system. Thank you. I appreciate you listening to this. And again, I'm just starting with this myself. So if you have some comments, if you have some ideas too, please contact me at bill@billbrantley.com, and it's all one word. So it's bill@billbrantley.com, BILLBRANTLEY.com. Thank you.